Hello, Scorpio. This is going to be your bonus reading for the month of August in 2018. And so I'm going to be doing a 6-card spread for love and relationships. And then I'll do career, jobs, and money. And then I'll do your health. So this is in Scorpio rising, Scorpio sun, and Scorpio moon's highest, best good, along with whatever they most need to hear about love and relationships. And this is whether you're single, whether you just met someone, whether you just started a relationship, or whether you've been in a relationship for a long time. I'm going to try to read into as many things as I can. Love and relationships for Scorpio. Let me see if I can. There's a fence behind me. That seems okay. Scorpio. Love and relationships. Two of them just popped out. And I wasn't even ready yet. Okay. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to show you your 6 cards first, and then I'll start explaining. Your first one is the 3 of Pentacles. Your second one, the 4 of Wands. This is very nice, you guys. Third one, 2 of Cups. Fourth one, Death, one of your cards. Fifth one, Knight of Pentacles. And your final one is the 4 of Cups. I believe you got this in your general reading. As your hopes or fears. Okay. Excuse me. In your recent past, with love and relationships, hopefully you can see that. The sun's starting to go down, so it's going to get darker and darker. In the recent past, there's a number of different stories I'm getting from this, so I'll try to hit as many of them as I can. One story is that you felt you needed to cultivate your talents or your abilities or your money-making skills. Wanting abundance, wanting to branch out, wanting to experience new things. One possibility is that in the past, through you doing this, it somehow caused the end of a relationship. Perhaps the other person didn't want to see you branch out or try new things, or something about you being busy with your goals or what you were trying to do, that you didn't necessarily have the time for relationships that you wanted at that time. And you may have been with someone who needed a whole lot of attention. And because the attention wasn't on them as much anymore, they just decided to end the relationship. Or somehow pursuing your dreams or your talents involved having to let go of a relationship. One possible scenario is that you had to travel or you had to move to a new location in order to pursue this. And the other person wasn't willing to move to where you were going, or wasn't willing to go with you on this journey, and so the relationship had to end. This could also be flipped, where it could be the other way around, where they had to pursue their dreams or continue with being on stage or being on display with whatever they did, and it somehow ended the relationship. Another possibility is that by choosing to cultivate the relationship, you had to lay at rest or kill any possible dreams you had to branch out or try new things or go with following your talents or your gifts for the sake of the relationship. And this is if you have been in a relationship. I'm feeling like whatever this was, it definitely ended. So another way I could read this is that in the past, because a relationship ended, it caused you to branch out and try new things or focus on money making or your skills or your talents more, because all of a sudden there was an empty space where that relationship used to be. Something like that. You'll know more than me on how this applies, if it applies. So, presently, I see you in relationships as forming a new bond and laying down a groundwork or a foundation for a long-standing relationship in your life. This could even be getting married or deciding to be with someone where you are together here on out. This can be if you're already in an existing relationship. You guys deciding what you would like to lay a foundation on, where you would like to have a house, what you would like to do together, what are your long-term goals, or what would you like to manifest together. Reaching a place of a feeling of stability, or you can count on this. This isn't going anywhere. And it may possibly, this is one potential possibility, this obviously is not going to be the case for a whole lot of people. You could be solidifying a relationship with some kind of a Virgo type individual. And this doesn't necessarily mean that they are a Virgo. This is someone who is helpful, kind, considerate, polite, someone who works hard, someone who is willing to do the work in order to better the existing farm, the existing structure, the existing way of manifesting things, existing foundation. Someone who is willing to learn, someone who is willing to admit that they're wrong when they are. Someone who is completely genuine and faithful. If it's not a person, this could be saying that this is what you want, or this is what you want to do in a relationship. This is what you want as your basic foundation, is two people that are willing to do the work, two people that are willing to adjust, two people that are willing to be humble, two people that are willing to help each other for the betterment of the relationship or what your mutual goals are. This is what you want. You want someone who's willing to help, someone who's willing to do the work to better things. Looks very good, you guys. This can also be possibly, if you're in a relationship, wanting to create some kind of a sanctuary or land or structure, or not just for yourselves, but also for the betterment of your community or the betterment of the people around you. Potentially thinking about practical solutions to problems in your community, but doing this together. I feel like both of you are people that really care about other people and want to make sure that things are sustainable and are willing to work together and unite together to create these things, not just for yourself, but for the other people around you. This could also be getting help. If you're in a relationship, if you two are busy laying a foundation, you may need some help. You may need some assistance or kind-hearted people around you that are in the same boat or have the same dreams or goals, that are willing to pitch in and help with this manifestation process of creating this stable base. But that aside, if you're single, I'm seeing this as you have, for the most part, been doing things rather well on your own. You've been manifesting on your own, doing things on your own, being helpful for other people on your own. But what you really want is to have a partner to do these things with. And because you would be in a partnership, you would be capable of getting a lot more done than you are on your own. And that wouldn't be the reason for the relationship, is because you need help. It's more about wanting to unite with someone else so that you can create even more for the people around you, as well as for yourself and for the other person. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully I'm making sense. Okay? In your future, very nice. You have the Two of Cups. But you also have the Four of Cups, which is a slight feeling of dissatisfaction or feeling as though you don't have what you need or want. Sometimes this can be feeling sorry for yourself. So what I'm getting is that if you are in an existing relationship, you are seeing eye to eye very nicely. You are able to communicate well. You have banded your forces with this person. You have definitely felt in the past and up until now that you have found your match, or you found your partner, or you can create more together than you ever did apart. But there's something going on where perhaps you feel as though the romance has been lacking, or you're not as close as you used to be. or you're not working together as much as you used to, or just this vague feeling of things have gotten too much the same or regular, almost to the point of being slightly bored. And you want a little bit more spice or a little bit more inspiration in your relationship, which you may have once had, most probably once had. And you still have this, but you want to cultivate this more. Or perhaps your partner feels this way. If you're not in a relationship, this could be wishing and hoping and praying, but also possibly not being sure that you can actually have this, or doubting that you can have this, or not knowing how you can find this. But this is truly what you want. So I pulled a clarifier to go with the Four of Cups to give me a better idea of what's going on here. And I got the Magician. So let me see if I can do this. If you're in a relationship, you have felt possibly a little bit dissatisfied or bored with the situation. Perhaps, it's weird to say it out loud, but perhaps things got too harmonious for you, or things got too regular or too predictable, or things haven't been exciting enough. If that's the case, then you most definitely want to cultivate and encourage independence in your partner, and for your partner to encourage your independence. You may need to have your own thing going on, not necessarily meaning as in other relationships. I'm not saying that at all. This has to do with possibly following your dreams as far as your own personal goals, your own independence, your own independent goals. You want to empower your partner, and you want your partner to empower you. You may want to have your own thing going on at other times where you're not with your partner 24/7 and they're not with you 24/7. That way you can actually come home at the end of the day and have something exciting to say about what you did or what you have been doing. And you can do the same for them as well. Perhaps I'm getting something in here about if you are in a relationship. You may have gotten too codependent on your partner, or you may have a partner who is codependent on you, where their sole happiness is based on the relationship or on you and how much you love them. Or the other way around, or both. And so I'm getting you need to empower your partner to do their own thing and have their own goals, their own talents, their own dreams, their own thing that they're doing, so that they're not pouring all of their energy on you or on the relationship. And the same way the other way around as well. You may need a little breathing room. Not to say that you need to branch out from the relationship or get away from the relationship. It just means you need some breathing room. You need to get out more. You need to do other things. Perhaps by encouraging each other to do this, this will strengthen your relationship and make it even more healthy and more passionate than it was before. If you are not in a relationship and you're single, this can be that you know what you want. You know what your dream is as far as finding a partner. You may not completely believe that this is possible, or you don't know how to make this come about. But the solution here for this feeling of discontent or this feeling of boredom or just not sure what to do or how to bring this into being, your answer for that is the Magician, which is intentions and actions. This can be positive mantras or sayings that you say out loud, like if some part of you believes that you can't find someone or the right person doesn't exist somehow, You could say out loud, I will find that person. There is someone out there for me. It's most definitely about self-empowerment, believing that it is totally possible for you to attract this, get this, achieve this, as long as you stay focused and positive and you believe in your own abilities. I'm getting that you also want someone who is whole unto themselves, that isn't codependent or isn't needy in any way, that doesn't need you emotionally in order to feel whole. They feel whole already, and this is most definitely what you want. So say it out loud if you can, even, when you're doing regular things around the house. Just say it out loud on what you want exactly. And say it out loud that you believe that this is possible. Even if you don't completely believe it in the beginning, you will eventually the more you say it out loud. You'll convince yourself. So hopefully that helped or made sense. And on to the next one, which will be for jobs, money, and career. Hello, Scorpio. This is going to be for your job, career, and money situation for August 2018. In Scorpio's best, highest good, along with whatever they most need to hear. I had to reposition the camera to get the better lighting now that the sun's going down. My hope is to get this done before it gets too dark. Jobs, money, career for Scorpio rising, sun, and moon sign. In Scorpio's best, highest good. Not just what they most want to hear about. Okay. One more shuffle and then I'll pick the cards. Oh, two came out together. Pardon me. There it is again. Okay. One clarifier. All right. You are 7 cards because one position that was supposed to be 1 came out to be 2. Your first combination is the 3 of Cups with the Fool. This is very nice. Second one, the 3 of Swords. Third one, the King of Cups. This is one of your cards. This is a Scorpio card. On the bottom, you've got the 4 of Swords. Much better than 3 of Swords, you guys. The 9 of Wands. You can see that. And the final one on the bottom is the 3 of Pentacles. I believe you got this in your general reading, or maybe it was the last one for relationships. I can't remember. So, do this. In the past, with jobs, money, career, it could be that you had a grand idea or a grand dream or something that you wanted to leap into the unknown towards, that you had a great deal of faith and trust about. This could be a situation in the recent past where you banded up with several friends to brainstorm something. This could be a collaboration of sorts. This could be a trio or a trifold ownership management situation, or working with other people, or this could be having a grand idea of something that you wanted to do that was public or had to do with celebrations of some kind, whether it's festivals, weddings, get-togethers, some kind of public event that brings people together so that they can have fun. Something about it needed some time for you to meditate on how to best bring this thing about. The Fool is new to his experience, or new to his new path, his new journey, or her, him or her. This is something that you have never done before, or something that's completely brand new. In which case, it may very well end up having to take a little bit of time to plan or to still your mind. Perhaps something about this is giving you the jitters, as in stage fright or public anxiety, social anxiety, because it possibly involves other people, whether other people are helping you organize this thing or come up with the ideas for this thing, or this thing is so large that it takes several people to be able to fulfill all of its different facets, if that makes any sense. And so it's definitely had to take a certain amount of cultivating inner peace or quiet or rest in order for you to be able to handle this in the best possible way, or jump into this, because this seems like it may be some kind of a risk, or trusting in the universe or the divine, or trusting that things will work out, trusting that things will be born in the best possible way. Interesting. Okay. Presently, you have the Three of Swords above the Nine of Wands. It could be, because this is a second three, there's one possibility here, or one specific thing I'm getting, that perhaps the original three, or the original people that planned this thing, perhaps something happened where there was a falling out, or people didn't pull in the weight or do the work or do the effort that you thought that they would. And so there's been some, hey, hang on one moment. Hello, here I am again. It's getting darker. Hopefully you'll be able to see. There's some rustling over there. I'm assuming it's deer. Hopefully it's not a bear. Okay. Where were we? Well, I'm getting that presently you're wrapping up a lot. You're at the very end of something that you've been doing for quite some time. Perhaps because you have the Fool in your recent past, you haven't fully implemented this new thing yet, or this new idea, or you've started it, but at the same time you're trying to wrap up old things that you've been working on or doing. You've gotten to the point with this thing that you've been doing where pretty much the bulk of the work has already been done. Now it's just a matter of salesmanship or putting what you have created out there somehow for other people to see, or taking on some kind of a teacher role or a spokesman role in selling this thing or showing it to other people, showcasing. I could read that in a gazillion different ways. This could be showing houses that you're trying to sell if you're in real estate, or you have written a play and now it's time to advertise the play or be a spokesman for it, or to put it on display. Whatever it happens to be, you know more than me on what you've been doing. But it seems like the bulk of the work has already been done. Now it's just the last stages of getting it out there to see what happens from there. At the same time, it could be that something about this process is disappointing, or something about this didn't work out, or it wasn't what you expected, or it's not bringing the results that you thought. It could be because certain people that were involved in it with you turned out not to be trustworthy or reliable with what they promised. Or it could be that something about the past thing that you've been working on is sad. Maybe it's ending, or something about it is changing in a not so great way. That's the only way I know. I'm sorry about that, guys. Here, I'm going to pull a clarifier for this Three of Swords. Or actually, wait a minute. I already pulled a clarifier. I apologize. Okay, it's getting late in the day and I'm getting tired. So, your clarifier for the Three of Swords here. It could be that you have had problems in the past with certain things not working out, or having grief or loss because of past situations. And this is calling you to heal this, or to be able to release it or let it go, or no longer let this affect you anymore. It could be that you had high hopes or a grand vision for something that you wanted to manifest, but something about it didn't quite work out the way that you wanted. And it could be because of old emotional problems, either within you or within other people involved. Or it could just be something about the place. I'm getting something in here about perhaps you tried to manifest something in a certain location or a certain building, and there's something about the building that needs a major clearing. It could be, I mean, you guys are Scorpions, so you're not going to get freaked out by this or even think that this is strange, but this could be ghosts or hauntings or things that have occurred in the location itself that prevent the best possible thing from being able to manifest in them. In that case, then I'm getting something about you need to clear the space. If you're still there, or if you're trying to finally finalize or finish this process of something that you've been doing, you may need to heal or clear out or cleanse or help release any tied up, haunted energy involved, whether it's with people involved or with the actual location that you've been trying to do this at. There's something here that's leading me to believe there's more to this than meets the eye, and it may be partially out of your own hands on how things have turned out. But if that's the case, you most definitely want to have this cleansed or healed in some way so that you don't carry this on into the future. Okay? So in your future, this looks much better. You have the King of Cups, which is you. This is Scorpionic energy. I most definitely am getting that this is you. This is not some other person. This is you. And this is what you're doing. You're putting yourself out there. You're possibly trying something totally new. And there was something in here earlier about organizing a public event or some kind of performance or some kind of thing that involves people having fun or coming together to enjoy something. So whether this is your own talents and skills and you're putting them out there for more people to see, possibly to larger audiences, or if this is some great seed or idea that you had that you took care of and you nurtured, and now it's to a point where you can definitely tell that it's growing. It's definitely expanding, it's growing, it's getting better and better every day. You're going to have new contacts, new friends, new alliances, and new appreciation from others for what you can do. This most definitely has to do with shining your own particular light, which it totally makes sense to me right now that the sun is going down, and even just from looking at the tiny screen of what's going on here, this almost looks spooky. Or otherworldly, or underworldly. And notice behind me there's a light shining in the darkness. Where there's warmth, there's people inside, there's puppies in there, there's laundry being done. But outside, out here, in the netherworlds, in the underworld, certain things can become visible, or certain things can be noticed that can't be noticed any other way than in darkness, or in dim lighting, or in a scorpionic type way. So by being who you are, by following your own innate talents, by expressing yourself fully for who you are, what you enjoy, and what your skill base is, or what is your dream, to truly show everyone who you actually are. Perhaps you've been hiding a little bit too much, and it's time to come out into the limelight or the spotlight where people can see you. If you do this, if you're brave, if you overcome your stage fright, or you overcome your uncomfortableness about putting all of yourself out there, that's so not scorpionic in so many different ways. But by being yourself, by being your scorpionic self, by following what you naturally carry with you, you can draw in more abundance, more money, more acclaim, more fame, even for some of you, more notoriety, more abundance, more offers, more opportunities. Looks very good, you guys. Very nice. Okay, we are done with that. Next will be health. See you in a moment. Okay, you guys, this is going to be for your health. And I'm going to try to wrap this up and be as quick as possible. This is for Scorpio rising, sun, and moon signs, mental, emotional, and physical health. In Scorpio's best, highest good, along with whatever they most need to hear. Okay, here we go. 6 cards. Oh, okay. Here we go. Hopefully you'll be able to see these. Your first card is the 5 of Pentacles. Your second one the Empress. Your third one, the Two of Cups. On the bottom, you have the King of Swords. I believe you had him in your general reading for August. If you haven't seen that, you may want to watch that. Next one, Six of Swords. These two came out together. The Ace of Swords, which I also believe you got that in your general reading, along with the Nine of Pentacles. Like I said, you guys, it's getting dark. I'm going to make this short and sweet, or as much of that as I possibly can. So, in the past, with your health, because of having to go without, or not getting what you needed, you have possibly become a little bit jaded, or a little bit cold, a little bit uncaring, unfeeling, or I don't want to say the word judgmental. That's not what I'm getting. What I'm getting is jaded, or there's a word for it, but I can't think of it right now. You've gotten a little cool. You've gotten a little unrelatable or distant because of this long-standing situation of feeling as though your needs are not met, or you don't have what you need, to the point where possibly you may have just completely forgotten about having what you need altogether, so that you didn't remain in that place. You were willing to do what it took, or to forget about that and just focus on what was at hand, what needed to be done, what needed to be decided, what needed to be, Because of this, this may have made you a little bit cold, or a little bit distant, a little bit, I know I already said those words. What am I trying to think of? It's like cut off. That's what I'm trying to say. Cut off from yourself. Cut off from your dreams. Cut off from your hopes or your wishes. Cut off from faith or trust or hope that you would ever get what you needed. So I think that's pretty loud and clear there. Presently, hopefully you can hear me okay. Presently, you have the Empress above the Six of Swords. This makes me feel much better when I see this. This says that the worst is over, or the worst of your separation from yourself is over. Now I see you coming back into your body, coming back into possible hope or faith that you can create what you truly desire and need for yourself. That you can have what you possibly believed you couldn't have anymore because you got tired of waiting for it, or you got tired of it not coming. And you're moving on from old conflict, or you're moving on from old jaded outlooks of things. You want peace. You want to believe that the future holds better things in store for you. Your health is getting better, and it's because your outlook has changed. Before, your outlook was rather resigned. That's the word I was trying to think of too. Resigned. You were resigned to have to go without. But now you're realizing you can have what you need, or you don't have to go without. You can create what you want. And that is significantly changing your outlook, where you are no longer resigned anymore. Now you're reluctantly, maybe a little bit wistfully moving on, or hoping for the best, but you're still on the way. You haven't quite arrived there yet. But you're definitely moving on. You definitely know where you're going, or you have a sense of where you're going. You haven't quite gotten there yet, to this paradise, or this health, or this joy. But you're on your way. Things are definitely improving. You definitely know that you're headed someplace. So in your future, with health, I see you as being much more integrated, where all of the different parts of yourself are acknowledged by you and honored by you, including your wishes for companionship, love, relationship, friendships, family, alliances with other people, not feeling so alone anymore. You are, because you have been through this process with your health, and we're talking emotional, mental, and physical health here, not just physical health. This is all of your health. I guess another way you could look at the word health is well-being. This is a reading about your well-being. So, concerning your well-being in the past, because you have had to go without, because you have had to do things on your own, you have developed a great number of gifts on being able to sustain yourself or do things on your own. You have a very strong sense of self. You have a strong sense of who you are, what you're capable of, what you've accomplished, what you've done, all of those things. But now, with your well-being, you want this. You want more alliances. You want to feel connected more. You don't want to feel so alone. But the good news is that these two together show that you can have both. You can have your alliances and your connections and not feel so alone, but you are perfectly fine with being alone, and you also enjoy your alone time as well. You need both of these things in order to be completely healthy or standing in your own well-being. So this came out with this. It's the Ace of Swords. Again, I believe you got this in your general reading. So what I'm getting is, before, not only were you on your own, and if you weren't on your own, if you have been in a relationship this whole time, or you've been surrounded by people this entire time, it feels on some level as if you were alone. Or there were certain things going on, or certain parts of yourself you couldn't share completely. Now I'm getting that because you have spent so much time cultivating your own self without possibly knowing even how to share all of yourself. Now you are definitely opening up more and speaking more. Speaking your mind more, communicating your thoughts and ideas more, even your feelings. Which can only be a good thing, because sometimes you guys are a little bit tight-lipped. You don't always say out loud what's really going on with you. So, I see your health as improving. I see you as possibly even doing breath work, like deep breaths, focusing on relaxing your entire body, even things like mantras or saying things out loud to reprogram your thoughts for more positive things, more positive thoughts, more positive expectations, or honoring your potentials in the situation. But I definitely see you as opening up more than before. So this can also be talking to plants, talking to animals, talking to spirits, communicating. And not only that, you may be getting messages from your natural world that surrounds you. If you happen to be in the city, this can still mean things like squirrels and sparrows in the ordinary day, little wildlife creatures we have around us, no matter where we're at. You don't have to be in the country in order to experience messages from nature. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. I wish you all the best, my fellow Plutonians, and many, many blessings to you. And I'll see you next time.